throw everything you know about Galaxy S24 Ultra's camera into the trash because apparently the leaks were wrong. You see, I was just reading the review of the iPhone 15 Pro Max from The Verge and they had this interesting bit. While comparing the zoom lens of the iPhone 15 Pro Max with the Pixel 7 Pro and the S23 Ultra, they said this: the S23 Ultra beats the pants off both the 15 Pro Max and 7 Pro with its 10x lens. Even at a 5x zoom, which is between its native lens focal lengths, it holds on to more detail than the iPhone does with its native 5x camera, which goes on to show how dominant Samsung has gotten with its zoom cameras and of course its camera optimization. Now, you would say with the Galaxy S24 Ultra, the only logical step for Samsung to take is to go forward and improve the lead they have with the competition. Right? Wrong. In a surprising turn of events, Samsung is saying goodbye to the 10x optical zoom in the S24 Ultra. Yep, the very same telephoto lens that gave the S23 Ultra the upper hand in zooming over the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You might scratch your head and think, that doesn't make sense. And honestly, I had the same thought. But once you dig into the nitty-gritty, it starts to make a bit more sense. You see, forget everything you've heard about the S24 Ultra's cameras. Those leaks, turns out they were way off the mark. Look, like its predecessor, the S24 Ultra will still rock 4 cameras, but here's the kicker. Samsung is scaling down the periscope zoom camera from 10x to 5x. They'll keep a 3x telephoto lens though, but that rumored 50 megapixel upgrade for the 3x lens we've been buzzing about? Nope, not happening. Samsung is sticking with the same old 10 megapixel sensor for the 3x lens. However, the 5x periscope lens is getting that 50 megapixel sensor. So to break it down, the S24 Ultra will sport an updated 200 megapixel main camera, the same trusty ultra wide camera, that same 3x telephoto lens, and a new 50 megapixel 5x periscope zoom camera down from 10 megapixel 10x on the S23 Ultra. Now you might be wondering why the heck they would downgrade the periscope zoom camera. Well, let me explain. This new 50 megapixel 5x sensor is actually bigger than the 10 megapixel periscope lens Samsung is using in the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Not just in megapixels, but also in sensor size and pixel size. It's also bigger than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And because it also has a wider aperture, this 50 megapixel camera can gobble up more light and grab more detailed shots, especially in not so great lighting conditions. Samsung can then use all those extra details and their AI magic to give you a 10x zoom that looks pretty damn good, almost like there's no drop in quality. But wait, there's more. This new setup also promises to improve those non-native zoomed in photos, anything between 3x and 10x. See, Samsung's old camera setup in the S23 Ultra left a bit of a gap between 3x and 10x, making those digitally zoomed in images from 4x to 9x look, well, meh in quality and resolution. But this new setup aims to fix that problem, at least to some extent. However, there is a downside to this new setup. It might make those upscale shots beyond 10x not as great as before. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But let's ignore the specs for a moment. I think this new setup of 3x and 5x is far more practical than 3x and 10x because you'll take more photos with 5x than 10x because 10x is too far. Yes, 10x is fun to play with. The ability to get up close and personal with distant subjects is undeniably fun. However, when it comes to practicality and day-to-day usage, the 3x and 5x combo takes the lead. But if you happen to prefer the 10x shots more, then you don't need to worry because the S24 Ultra can achieve the same level of zoom as the 10x optical thanks to sensor cropping and AI optimization. So I'm perfectly fine with this decision, to be honest. The only thing I want to see is how it affects the zoomed in photos beyond 10x. I guess we'll see. Do subscribe for more content and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.